On that last video, we spoke about isolation, but can we talk about what isolation does to you? Isolation puts you in survival mode. Think about your phone for a second. When your phone is trying to preserve its battery, you get down to 20%, and then 10%, and then 5%. What happens? Your phone goes into preservation mode, survival mode, if you will. And in survival mode, your phone starts to give you the option to shut down certain features that make the phone more user-friendly to you in an attempt to make itself last longer, its battery last longer. And as you progress from 20% to 10% to 5%, the suggestion becomes more of a mandate than a recommendation. Why? Because the further you are into survival mode, the further you get and go into a place where you need to just survive. If you draw the analogy to your life, it becomes that much more difficult for you to do things, to be who you're supposed to be, to start a business because you're scrambling for finances. You can't be comfortable in starting a business because you're scrambling for finances. You can't be comfortable to go back to school because you're worried about the threat of losing your job. You can't focus, you can't study, you can't do anything that would allow you to become a better version of yourself simply because you're in survival mode. And survival mode makes us do some crazy things. Let's look at David. David and his men were hungry, they were tired in the wilderness in this 1 Samuel 25. And so David sends his men to talk to Nabal. Nabal insults David, and because David is in survival mode, had it not been for Abigail, the anger and the frustration that came with David being in survival mode, because he's out in the wilderness, about 600 men. They're in the wilderness, and David is running for his life from Saul. David is in survival mode times 10. He's running for his life, he's hungry, he's in the wilderness, and David almost allowed the emotional impact of survival mode to get the better of him, of that man insulting him. Thank God for Abigail's. Thank God for Abigail's, because had it not been for Abigail speaking wisdom to David, boy oh boy. So how do we prevent ourselves from getting into that place? Survival mode. Pray, get into that secret place, dwell in that secret place, dwell in that secret place, dwell in the secret place of the Most High. Seek counsel from reputable sources, godly sources. The Bible talks about blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. So seek counsel from people that can pour into you. Just as Abigail poured into David, seek counsel from people that can pour into you, because survival mode will bring out the worst in you. Some people say, and in some instances, I guess it's true, some people in the business community say that survival mode brings out the best in you. But I think those cases are the exception more than they are the rule. So, come out of survival mode. Plug in the charger, plug into that secret place, and come out of survival mode. I know it's a lot easier said than done. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but what's difficult? Overcoming the impact and the effects of being in survival mode. Because if your battery gets down to 0%, you can't make any calls in your phone. Forget about the apps. Forget about not being able to go on Instagram, not being able to use your phone for the camera or the other things that make it fun. The phone in survival mode just wants to be able to be a phone. It wants you to be able to make phone calls, communicate, that's all. So it starts to prevent you, if you allow it, it starts to prevent you from doing things that make the phone fun. But then when the phone gets down to 0% and the battery is dead, not only can you not use the phone for the camera and for other stuff, you can't use the phone at all. So survival mode is a dangerous place. Some encouragement.